No. Okay, we're starting. Hi, everybody. All right, Christina, go for it, girl. Okay, I'm gonna start with you guys. Open them, look at them, pass them along. Don't touch them. You can open them. Don't touch them. Yes. Watching online too.
The brown stuff has fibers in it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, guys. All right. Sorry, I'm opening another one. All right. So, who has seen the brown stuff? Who was the seminar? You guys already know. Woo! The stuff is phenomenal. Okay, so you ladies can see. I learned this on YouTube. Ooh, go like this, right? All right, so you guys can see. So these are the volumizing brow tints, which have fibers in it, and you can't try these ones, which is so sad for you. But it is amazing. And so what you do is you're just gonna use the little tiny brush, and you're just gonna brush upward and over, and you're gonna start wherever your brow is thickest. So whether it's all the way at the end or at the arch, you know, depending on your brows, that's where you start. And then you just go in upward motion. And so this stuff is phenomenal. Kind of like fills in lines. It's life proof, which means, you know, it's going to last you all day.
It stayed on. I tried it the night before the sun caught, and I sweated a lot and the sun caught. I didn't even wash it. It stayed on. I brought it the next day. But it was great.
Yes, so life proof. Also, the precision liner, which they are meant to be, they can be used together or separate depending on your needs, but I recommend selling them together in a combo. All right. So they have made this. So excited about this. I wouldn't use the last one. Don't tell anyone. But they have made the tip much finer, and the formula so you can just feather in, and it looks more natural, like actual hair. Yeah, so it's not like you're taking a Sharpie and going like this. Poor Vita. Okay, so see how tiny it is, you guys? And you won't even have to sharpen it. No. Yeah, it's a mechanical pencil. And because of the formula, when you feather it on, you won't need to sharpen it. Because it will lightly dull that edge, and then you'll still have that point. And it's so fine. So that's super exciting, right? How many ladies know how to do your brows?
I'm like in the middle. I've drawn on for years and years, but I don't think I'm good at it.
Okay, so go on InTouch, right? Go to the video lounge, and they will teach you some tips and tricks on how to use these phenomenal new products, all right? You want to add anything, Jana?
No, the video lounge is awesome, and you should take advantage of it. It has tips and tricks for everything.
Everything, yeah.
And you should also utilize your, I don't know if you guys have been on InTouch and gone under products and looked at the Color Confident, the Skincare Confident, the MK University. Those are all super helpful, and they've added tutorials into those with the brow products, with the new botanicals, with the new 3D, so you can learn more. So take advantage of that too.
Yes. Okay, and then we have our limited edition products, right? So we tried the coconut revitalizing spray. If you missed it, let me know. There's a bottle in there. I can do that. Okay, we also have this cute little bag with purchase. I'm not going to open it. It's just so we can see. Very cute. Pass it around. And we have with purchase.
What, and how much?
For us, it's $56 of the limited edition. Okay, then we have
56 wholesale or 56 retail?
Oh, retail.
retail. I thought it said wholesale too. When I ordered, because I'm a director, so I get to order mine sooner.
I know, I got some kind of email.
I think it's 56 wholesale. Okay, so then we've got these amazing gel liners, which are also life-proof. Yes, this orchid. What is it? It's so fancy. Ornate orchid. Can get. I'm trying to get it so you guys can see. And then we have the espresso ink, which is a light brown. There's not very good lighting in here, sorry guys. But you can go online and check them out. Hi Debbie.
And this is the applicator. I'm not opening it, but
Okay, so it's got a little expandable brush, or you can use your angled brush from your brush kit to do your eyeliner. So pass this around.
and you know what's even cooler is you can put on your gel eyeliner and then set it with like the same color of eyeshadow,
Yes.
and it'll
And I've
stay.
been using my Orchid, and I love it. And it is so simple. Like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know how to. It's super easy. The little tiny brush allows you to just paint that little line.
Is the Orchid what you have on right now?
No, right now I have on the gel marker. Not gel marker. Liquid eyeliner.
Not the gel marker.
I make it up as I go. You know, with all the rain and everything, I was kind of like, oh, I just put on my face again before I run out the door in 2 minutes. I was like, Black Sharpie.
Black Sharpie.
Okay, and then moving on to, okay, have you guys has anybody smelled the new botanical?
I have not.
Oh my God, it's coming around, don't worry. All right.
That
I
one
love
you
it.
can try. That's gonna be my demo. So that you can try.
So, and I will pass them all around. There are 4 parts to the, there are 4 parts to the new botanical line. The botanical line is specific for sensitive skins or younger people. It does not have anti-aging in it. And there are no longer formulas for oily or dry.
Oh, there's not. Oh,
No.
that's what I was gonna ask.
It's all one. It's for everyone. What they find is typically our younger people have the more oilier skin. So that's generally who uses it. So it has the gel moisturizer because if you have oily skin, gel is more what you need. The cream is going to cause you to be a little oilier. And it has the dragon fruit, which is high in vitamin C. It's like super antioxidant. It is amazing. And then there's a 4th part that we don't have. So you cleanse, scrub, tone, hydrate. Super easy. Those are the names of them. And we don't have the scrub. We didn't get the scrub, but you want the scrub. It is.
And when can we start
It'll
selling?
be the only mask.
You can start pre-selling it
Okay.
now, but you can't order it until the 15th, unless you sign up for PCP.
Or you were
Um, Also, so you guys know, in the new catalog,
You guys were
on like
stars.
page 19, and I think page 66, they have looks where they use the gel liner, which is a great fall look. They designed it for fall. Those colors were used specifically to be on trend. They're so clever that way, right? And then, so they did the look and they tell you how to do it. If you go on the video lounge, they show you how to do it. So like on this look, she uses the cream eyeshadow, the apricot, and then she uses the metallic taupe in the crease. And then she uses the espresso ink gel liner, right? And then she uses the semi-gel lipstick, I think, in red smolder, yeah. Copper gold. So it tells you everything she has on. And so that's great to share with your customers. Like, here's a look. You know, if you want to see a look, if you don't happen to have it on that day, you're like, here's a look. And it will transition into the holiday looks. It will streamline straight into that. And so there's this look and another look. Right, you guys? So get in your catalogs, use the tools available to you. And then it gives them all the information as well on the new botanical set, which I don't remember. You can order them on InTouch. Boom.
Those are what's being sent to your customers.
And so if you sign up for PCP, PCP is amazing. They're getting these catalogs right now. And so they're seeing this new stuff. And then you can follow up with them and you can print out a list of everyone you send it to with their phone number and call them and be like, hey, did you get the new catalog? I would love to get together with you so you can try
Did you
these
see the new look on page such and such and such
on
and such?
page 19. And so it's really neat. And tells you all the benefits, gives you a little blurb. Yes, ma'am.
The moisturizer gel,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't read the bottom, how long does it last for?
That is a good question. That's a good question. I'm gonna guess 10 to 12 hours, but we will check the bottle because I did not learn that much yet.
Okay, so I just thought about something, and because what we're gonna do next week, you guys can actually use these on the back of your hand. So you can pass them around again, and the brow stuff and the gel liner you can use on the back of your hand.
All right, we'll pass them around
Okay, you can
again.
pass them around again.
Christina, the bottle doesn't say how long it lasts.
Okay,
I'll look it up.
yeah, because I was looking and I was like, I didn't see it anywhere, but I used it and it is super light. So if you have a customer who's like, the day solution, or no, it's not a solution anymore. The day cream is a little heavy for me because of my oily skin. They could definitely supplement with that moisturizer. It is super
Do you
light.
have like a Q-tip or anything?
I think you should sell the toner to everyone. I think a lot of people miss the step of toning in their skin and what toning actually does for it. Because after you cleanse and charcoal mask and microderm and all of that stuff, the toner actually takes out the rest and all that stuff you missed with just your washcloth. The toner will take out the rest of it for you. So that you can moisturize and all of that stuff.
So our cleanser has toner in it, but I like the old school method of toning it
Yeah, the extra stuff with the toner.
because
But they like today I put my back. I don't know if
I think you can put too much on.
Like my eyebrows, not like little speckles. Like, I don't know what it was doing, but
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Is that different than the pore minimizer?
It is different because it's different ingredients. So like the pore minimizer has like magnesium extract, where this toner does not. Can you use both of them? Yes. The products can, this line is just like the last line and all of our other lines where you can cross the product. You will not have a reaction.
So would you say that this would be a good line for like preteens and need to get in the routine?
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, and with the scrub, so the scrub is kind of reminiscent of microdermabrasion, but it's not as intense. And so if you have people with more acne-prone skin, with red acne on their face, microdermabrasion will be too intense. But they could use something like the scrub because it's a little bit more gentle. Plus, getting preteens, 12-year-old and above, to start on something and it looks fun and it smells good and
It smells so good.
Well, my daughter came to me the other day and she's like, "Mom, I need lotion." And I'm like, "You could use some of mine." And then I was thinking maybe I should get her on.
Yeah,
Like,
because it might be a little, because it has the anti-aging and she hasn't used that,
Right.
so she could be sensitive to it. So yeah. Any other questions? Everybody tried everything, you came back around, it's coming around. And I love it. So once you put that liner on, so if you want a softer look, you could always put it on and then use eyeshadow to like do a smoky eye or something, which in the video lounge, those videos tell you all about how to do all that fun stuff too. Yes.
Good.
Right.
Yay! Thank you. So now you guys can feel it, try it. Do you want to pass this around too? You guys get all these? Do you want to try these? You already can try all these? Hey, go ahead and try all these. Okay, so in case you didn't hear, you can order, they become available for everybody on the 15th. And if you did preferred customer program or you were a star last quarter, then you can order on the 10th. You can order early and you get the catalogs and everything. So
One more thing.
yes.
So when you're sharing, you're demoing the brow kit, do not have them use the wand, of course, right? Because you don't want to contaminate it. You can use the mascara wands. Just use the tip a little bit. You don't need to put the whole thing in. That would be way too much. Just the tip. And
That's
is
what you say.
It's in my mouth.
Oh my So those are the new products. So I would recommend, in fact, one of my friends posted a great sale and I'll post it afterwards I wanted to wait to actually talk about it, but I'll post it. If you have botanicals, anytime they come out and change something, especially a skincare line, you don't get nervous. They're always up improving it. If you have botanicals, a lot of us have inventory, have botanicals, not a big deal. There's plenty of time. And the current botanicals are still awesome. But if you want to run a sale to move them, like I have a little JPEG I'll share, that all botanicals are 25% off, or our botanical sets are 30% off. That if you wanted to run a sale, that could be a great option to move some of the botanicals that you do have. Or this is the perfect time to follow up with your current botanical users and call them and say, hey, they're changing the botanical line. The new one's, of course, going to be incredible. But if you want to stock up, now's the time to do it. So make sure you let your current botanical customers know, and also reach out to anyone who has really sensitive skin or could be interested in the old botanicals. So it's not a big deal, but it can help you just move some of the products. So, all right. Excited about the new stuff? Yes, it's always fun when they change it. Hold on, do we need to shut a thing over here? Are you dying over there? You look like, okay, Becky's got it. Go ahead, honey.
PCP, you can sign yourself up as a PCP?
Yes.
Well, you should be getting it whenever. I always sign myself up, then I get a catalog so I know when my customers are getting them, but they should be getting them in the next week or so. So it should be dropping sometime. So if you send it to yourself, you know when they get it.
How long does a limited edition product?
Just a quarter, which is 3 months.
Or unless
So
it sells out.
until it sells out. So if you really like something and it's limited edition, you want to order a lot because you never know, and we never know. Well, here's the deal. Anytime they do limited edition, if we order a ton of them, then they may bring them back. So
The
I
brown
would
stuff
stock
is
up a
not
ton.
limited edition.
the rest of it's not.
It's
I think just the colored ones are limited, right?
Just the eyeliner, the gel eyeliner, and the
And
spray.
the spray is
coconut
limited
spray.
edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But those don't come out until
Those are
most of the
Christmas. Yeah. Those are like
Okay,
November.
great question.
time.
That's
Santa
holiday.
Claus
November.
holiday. Yeah.
Which, by the way, I just got the email
I
that
know.
the holiday catalog, the holiday preferred customer program, there is a new set of hands coming out and awesome products. They don't come out till November, so we'll be showing you those soon. Those are limited edition. For Christmas, they always have a couple limited edition things as gifts and stuff. So if you want your customers to receive the special holiday lookbook, you need to sign them up by August 15th. So
That's awesome.
they just sent an email. Yeah, you should have received an email today. All right. So any questions about that? Got it. All right. One last, the reason why I said you guys can open them all up is because I remembered that next week, you want to write this down, you're the first to hear about it. Next week, we're going to do a guest event. We're going to do a guest event with the new products, okay? So you can invite your customers to come try all the new stuff, to try the new botanicals, to try the brow stuff, to try the liners, to be able to come try everything, the tint brow, all of that. So invite your customers to come next Monday. Yeah. And why not? Why don't we do all the guest events next week? Just because it'd be a fun way to invite people. So any guest event next week in Pueblo, the Thursdays and Sundays, and then the Monday and Friday here, and then Denver Friday and Sunday next week. We'll do the new one.
Like this Thursday coming up?
Not this Thursday.
The next
Monday.
Gotcha.
Next Monday.
Not this Thursday?
Not this Thursday. No. I'm taking it. No. So next Monday, or next Monday and Thursday, I'll be at all of them. Okay. All right, so start inviting people to come try it. It's a great way to book people. Hey, we came out with a new product. We'd love to get your opinion of our new botanical line. Especially those people who have sensitive skin. Invite them. So, yeah, sometimes say it's sensitive. Okay, so let me go over some announcements, and then we're going to jump into some training. Okay, first of all, I just decided to make up that sharing promo, but I had another sharing promo that I forgot I was actually going to do for everybody else, because last month we didn't really have anybody take advantage of, now that you've seen the new products, be able to use them. And so the sharing promo I will extend that I did just the last few days of the month in July. I'm going to do all the way to August 15th. So you guys that are here can double dip. So basically the promo was you share with 5 people, you get those cute little earrings, and anybody that just listens to the info about the business is going to get, you want to show me one of those cute little earrings and I'll pass them around. They get these cute little earrings for just listening. until I'm done with all of those. And then you guys can actually earn the new products. They're super cute. You actually can earn the new products. When you share with 10 people, you get the brow tint or a brow liner. And then you guys, when you share with 15 people, you get a roll-up bag. And then you share with 20 people, by the 15th, you'll get the new botanical set for free. I'm extending that through the 15th, okay? All right, so you'll see me posted on Facebook. Now everyone knows about it. You guys know how you can actually earn it. Got it? Any questions about that? So how do you use that? You just say, all you do is just like Samantha shared, and like we've shared a ton. Hey, I have a goal to have 15 people just listen. I would love to get your opinion. All you have to do is just listen. And if they listen to the Peek into Pink, they get a color item, and then they get the cute little earrings. However, once they listen, they have to follow up with me. You send me their name and number ASAP. If I can follow up with them within 24 to 48 hours, that's ideal. Got it? Okay. Got it? Done? Y'all gonna do it? Yes. Okay. Then the other big promotion that I'm sure you guys know about is these super cute keys, right? This month, I love the key from last month, and then this month it's another really cute key, and I love it. The name that goes along with the promo this month is Be a Goal Getter. Be a goal getter. It's one thing to set a goal, it's another thing to go get it and to actually do it. How awesome would it be for everyone in the room to order 600 wholesale? That means you're selling at least, minimally 1,200. Then you're going to be able to have $600 in your pocket and then $600 on your cute little necklace. Okay. So if you start early, you can easily do that. Now, if our goal is to have 30. Now, if you missed it last month, I don't remember if you remember me saying I'm doing a year-long consistency prize just for our unit, so it doesn't count for the company's cute promo. But for our unit, anybody that orders 600 each month, that means you're consistently, in front of faces and consistently selling product. So you're ordering 600 wholesale every single month over the year is going to get a girlfriend's weekend getaway at the end of the year. But if you missed last month, I don't want you to beat yourself up. This is makeup month. This is the only month that's makeup month, okay? Makeup month. Are you excited? Makeup month. All right. Makeup month only this month. I'm not going to say every month is makeup month. Let me be clear, all right? Only this month. Only this month. Here's how it works. Whatever you ordered last month, accumulative with this month, if it equals 1,200, whenever it equals 1,200, then you get to make up for both months. Does that make sense? So if last month you ordered 200, then if you order 1,000 this month, then you'll get it. If you just missed it and you ordered 500 last month, and if you order 700 this month, then that'll be 1,200 over both months. Does that make sense? So are you excited? You get to make up the month. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So only this month is makeup month. And then the other thing going along with that is since I was gone the first Sunday of the month, Inner Circle, we're going to have the first Sunday of the month in September. Anybody who earned it last month gets to come, but if you earn it both months, you obviously get your makeup month and are on target for the consistency. But you also get a special prize at Inner Circle since we didn't do it this month, okay? Going along with that, $100 days, I'm extending it for this month. Anyone that has 10 $100 days. Who's had a $100 day so far this month? Woo, woo, woo. Who's had 2? Woo, who's had 3? Woo! Well, that's pretty awesome. It's only the 6th of the month. That's awesome to have 1 and 2. I want you really stretching toward $100 days. We have a Voxer group that we can congratulate each other. And anyone that has 10 $100 days in a month, that's going to be at least 1,000 in sales. You'll get the cute little pens again. Going along with that, Faces promo. Did you see my Faces promo? Where you can earn time with me. Did you see that? Okay, 15 faces. You see 15 faces this month, I'll take you to coffee. You see 30 faces, I'll take you to lunch. I want to go to lunch with you people. What? Oh, good, good. She already saw 11 faces. She's well on her way. Exactly. So I want you in front of faces because faces are going to get, faces take you places. As cheesy as it is, it really is true. That faces are really going to take you where you want to go. So I would set your goal, especially if you want to earn, you know, your 600 or do makeup month or whatever, that I had 2 of them for you too, honey. You got both of them anyway. So if you want to do your makeup month, then you're going to want to do 30 faces this month. That will totally help you earn your thing. Got it? Got it, got it, got it. Okay, recruiting promo. We already shared the recruiting promo. Okay, a couple things that, like Marie mentioned and I've posted, I'm part of a LEAP call, and so there's the $1 million message, and now there's the LEAP call that you can listen to daily that are going to give you daily inspiration. So I hope that you've been calling in and listening to that, because we've got to work right here more than anything, because we doubt ourselves, we question ourselves, we get down, we get discouraged, the no's can get to us. That you've got to be very intentional about filling your mind with positive stuff, and that is something little that I would encourage you that you really make it somehow into your daily routine. Maybe when you're getting ready, or you're driving to your job, you know, most of them take 5-10 minutes, you know, depending on who's talking and what they're talking about. So it'll take a lot longer. But it's daily inspiration. We need that. We need ideas and suggestions. So be sure to add that to your daily routines. And then also last night I posted a call. I didn't know they did this until this is the first month that I figured out they were doing this. They asked me to do it, but I was flying, so I couldn't. But the first Sunday of every month, there's longer training from one of the top directors or national. So it's 30-minute call. Who listened last night? What were your takeaways real quick? What did you love? I know Ave sent me a long message, and I know Dina had listened. She loved it. What'd you get, Becky? Oh, yeah, Cynthia listened too. Yes. What were your takeaways real quick?
I like that, how she said that Jesus Christ was what came in her
Starter kit.
starter kit, yeah.
Cool.
And that if you don't have any bookings, you don't have business. So
It's true. Bookings are the lifeline of your business. We're going to talk about that tonight and make sure everyone's got lots of bookings on their books, because that is the key. It really is. If you don't have any bookings, you don't got no money coming in. Good. Who else wants to share? I'll be here, Becky. The one.
I did 3 yesterday. So
Three yesterday.
What are you talking about?
Well, whatever you learned, share. You can share real quick.
That, you really need to think about how you address others, and with a positive outlook and a giving spirit, and that you're blessing others, and that's what you want.
Blessing others, absolutely. How about you, Ave?
I like that whole CDD thing.
Share what that was.
CDD means the C is commitment, the D is desire, and the third one is determination. And that kind of spoke to me. So
yeah.
And then it's really long. I'll see if you did 10 things and how you should rate them and see where you're strong and not strong. Because you can't be strong in everything. She's very specific about that. But what you're strong on, you should really work it. And then at least learn about the ones that you're not strong. It was really good.
And yeah, and I posted the recording online too, so you guys can listen to the recording if you missed it. Yeah, that they'll be available each month. So the first Sunday of the month, there'll be that special training. Okay, all right. One last thing. I think this is the last thing. So, and you guys don't know about this. This is the first time, except for the directors I shared with them. But so every national area, we're not national area, but they do a fall retreat where in the fall there's something motivational, like a retreat, because if you follow the Mary Kay year, we have our big event. We have seminar in July, and then we have career conference in March, and there's usually something in January to get the new year going. And then in the fall, we usually do like a fall retreat. And we haven't done one in the last couple of years just because we haven't been a part of a national area, or we've never been part of a national area. We just haven't anyway. So yet, exactly. You got it. And so the local national, Monique Todd Balboa, I met with her a couple weeks ago. She lives here in Colorado Springs, and she actually invited us to join her this year, which is a huge honor. When I first moved here, the very first year I moved here, I went to a retreat and then haven't gone since. And so it's a very small retreat, an intimate retreat. And so I'm excited because it'll get us to be able to see what it's like to have a national and to be a part of a national area, and for you guys to see the community and the excitement and the sisterhood. And retreats are powerful because they're smaller. Seminar is huge and massive, and 10,000 people. A retreat is like likes to keep her small and intimate, and so it is literally, I don't even know how many people are there, 100, 150 or whatever. It's going to be at Garden of the Gods, so it's here close to us. A lot of times retreats are far away. You got to travel, whatever. So she hasn't made up a flyer yet. I don't know. I know it's the last weekend in October, but so I'll get all the information out as soon as I have it. But Of course there'll be a cost, yeah, because there's sleeping and, yeah. No, you would, yeah, you would want to stay there for the girlfriend time and all that. So, yeah, it's gonna be a cost and involves meals and all of that, so yeah.
It's usually just overnight.
Actually, no, this one is 3 days. It's a Friday night, and it's the 26th, 27th, 28th, so it's Friday night to Sunday. So it's going to be pretty powerful. But yeah, there of course is cost, of course, like all retreats involved, because we're staying at the Garden of the Gods like center or whatever. And so yeah, no, I don't think you can just come and show up daily. I don't think it works like that. I think they want you there because there's people flying in from. She has people like I did a director call for her this morning, and she has people in North Carolina and people in California and Washington. So most people are flying in, of course, for it. So we're fortunate it's local. But for you guys, it's a getaway. It's a getaway, and because when you go back home, then you get into all the home stuff and the whatever, that you're in your pink bubble, and you get those. You need that for you, so it's worth it for you. Anyway, so I'll get all the details as soon as she sends them to us. But the whole reason I'm even mentioning this is because there's a promo that I'll post, and my printer, the picture didn't come out awesome, but the whole point is there's a promo that she is running that starts August 1st that I want you guys to know about, where you can earn a high tea with Monique in her home, and her home is like gorgeous. And then she has another $1 million director, Stacey Kraft, coming in. She's a good friend of mine, and she's going to be the guest speaker. And so you can earn a high tea with these two big, huge deals in Mary Kay. And so how you earn it is by doing from August 1st to October 10th. You and I'll pass this around, personally recruit 2 qualified team members. That means their initial order of 600 wholesale or more, same in the following month, between now and October 10th, which super simple. That's what, August, September, 2.5 months. Or complete your Power Start Plus, which is 30 qualified faces and 6 career chats in 30 days. So you guys do that this month. Yeah, you can earn that as well. You'll get to earn lunch with me, and then you'll get to earn high tea with Monique or the national sales director, which is a huge deal. Anytime you can be in the space of a national, you definitely want to do that. Oh, I did remember one more thing that I didn't write down on here is she decided to open up. She does something quarterly with her red jackets, where anyone that's in their red jacket or above gets to come to I forget what it is, if it's a tea or a lunch or dinner or something. Anyways, it's in her home. And it's special training that she does quarterly with red jackets. And so she invited us to her next one. So I'll get the dates on that. I don't know when it is, but it's going to be awesome. So I think that was awesome. She opened up her stuff to us. So there we go. Let's start earning her stuff. I think it'd be awesome to have us just be like, bah, show up in masses. Here we are. Sam, we're in the Dover Spike National Area. Here we show up. The party has arrived. Absolutely. A high tea, yes. We may or not fit in. But anyways, it's cool. They're crazy at the high tea. Be the rebels at the high tea. No, it'll be great. All right, any questions about all that? All right, let's get some faces done. Okay, well, we'll jump in and get some training. I'm going to have you ladies scoot over and train on leads, and Jen, I'm going to have you pop in too. And Jen is going to take Debbie's spot, and she was able to join us. High 2024 apparently was shut down, so. Yeah. So.
Okay. All right. You go. Okay, so we're going to talk about leads and making connections, right? Networking. That's it. Lead from the networking. So we've divided up among the 3 of us. Debbie was supposed to help, but
She said she would do it.
Oh yeah, she said she would do it.
No, I said no because everyone can't hear it.
So I'm going to train on some events that Alana and I have done. We've done some vendor events, and I know that Laura does them a lot, and so I've stolen some of her ideas. So we did one. The first one we did, we just handed out roses to people. And the first couple people that we talked to, we really were not very persistent. And so what I would say, if you're going to do a vendor event, always never ask them if they want a flower, always say what color flower you want, because then it's like they can't really say no. They just are like, oh, okay, I guess I'll take a specific color. So that's what we did. And then this last one we did, I feel like we generated a lot more interest, and Laura helped us with this. We brought a little prize wheel out. And so people came up and they're like, oh, how do I start the party? Because our little wheel says, start the party or something like that. So then they spin it and then they win something. I'm like, oh, well, fill this out and we can see, I'll follow up with you and see what when we can get you whatever you've won. So we put things like 15% off your order, $5 in product, free shipping, yeah, things like that, just little things that they could win. And then instead of calling them for when you go out warm chatting, we called them and said, hey, so I just wanted to follow up and figure out when we can sign up for your facial and get your free product or whatever they want. So that's a little different way of, than everybody winning. You can still pick somebody to win, win out of the bucket, but then you're not, then everybody wins something, but you're not giving away a big thing to every single person. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. There's also, I joined a group, and this is where I found most of mine, there's a group on Facebook called Colorado Vendors and Bazaars, and that's where I found a lot of them. There's a ton here in Springs and a ton in Denver. So if anybody's willing to drive to Denver, there is a ton of events up there. And what are they called? Colorado, I think it's called Colorado Vendor and Bazaars.
There's like 3 of them on Facebook. I got called about one, but it was like $1,000.
Yeah. No. So what I do, unless it's like 100, if it's 100 or more, I ask Candace, and then she kind of signs it up and we divide it up. But if it's less than that, like I have one that's in October for $15. Oh, nice. Or there's another one.
We just did that free one.
Yeah, we just did a free one. There's another one I've done that's that I have at the end of September for $65. And so if you get 3 faces from that, that's
I say more than 100. You don't. That's just me personally.
Contact me, because if it's more than 100, it's usually a bigger event, and then we can split it amongst people.
Yeah,
and
that's what I was gonna say.
like with Marie, what we did is I paid for it, and then we'll split it up into shifts.
Yeah. And it's just a lot easier that way than, and it's normally not that big of a day. I mean, it's pretty easy to talk to. And then that's where I make a lot of networking too with other people. Like one of our events we did in Fountain, I talked with the doTERRA lady. She was right next to us, and I just talked to her, trade business cards, and I've done a facial for her. There's, anybody else in the area, or anybody that's like, if you do, if it's a big event, or if it's like, an event that happens every year, or even every quarter. Like I have one that I'm doing in Pueblo every quarter. It's the wedding one, but she's doing another one, and she just called. She texted me the minute she found out, or when she started another one. She's like, "Hey, you want this event?" And I was like, "Sure, I'll take it." So if you get in with the people that are running the event, then you can get a lot more vendor events, and then you see a lot of traffic, and they're wanting to come to your booth rather than if you're going out and you're warm chatting. You're like, "Oh, hey, how would you like this flower?" If you get them at an event, then they're then they're wanting to come to you. Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
It was a smaller event.
Yeah.
And people love to be winners.
Mm-hmm.
They love to be winners.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love to be winners. What else? What other type of events? Like there's lots of types of events. I love doing vendor stuff. So there's bridal events, there's craft events, there's home events.
That was the first event I did, was the boat spin. Oh yeah.
Christmas, there's a lot of holiday stuff. You want to really get plugged into schools and churches and bazaars. Now's the time.
Vista Grande, I'm doing that one this year, and they have 3 different areas for one giant Mox group. And it's smart and cause. So the Mox group I'm a part of, for a fundraiser. Basically, the money you pay for, yes, it helps pay for, the electricity, whatever for that day, but then a portion of it goes to the Mox group. So you can reach out to your local Moxes.
Well, I'm doing the one we're doing in October is for Eastern Star. My dad's a Grand Lodge officer, and so the Eastern Star is something that I know big about, and so there's, it's a philanthropy.
Yeah.
So people are going to come to that event because they feel like they're supporting the event, and most of the time those are like the cheap events. Like that was the $15 one.
I think we talked about this while we were at seminar, that we should start doing going to like senior homes, or like group homes, or like just different places, Tessa, things like that, and start doing nights where we're just doing facials and stuff like that. Rather not to make sales or anything like that, but just to go and make people feel good about themselves and things like that. Just kind of get our unit name of Mary Kay out there to all the different like fundraising places and things like that too. Because if we're like we're doing that, then more things will come our way. Like do good things and good things happen. So the more we go out there and do for people, the more.
And a lot of nursing facilities will
have like a formal night, people donate dresses. There's actually one coming up in November in Los Angeles, so we'll just get the in-laws and we'll hit that one.
If anyone wants to look into more of being an ambassador too, and maybe doing like bigger events, let's maybe make a group of people, because I'm super interested in that, but I definitely help.
I know that there's big events, like if you get into like the state fair or big county fairs, like you can do well, but it's very pricey.
It's
Or
expensive.
have it like Sky, or just like ambassador stuff for getting donations for the Mary Kay Foundation, they'll like Sky Socks, there's
Rockies
soccer,
is doing
they
that.
do
Rockies,
big
yeah.
raffles. Exactly.
You can do big
And, like,
stuff
as
and
long
get
as
out
you
there.
Get in with the right people, you can get those 50/50 raffles really easily. I know tons of bar owners in town who will just donate gift certificates, and you can have like a silent auction. you can
We
do
can do like your own
raffles.
5K, we can do stuff like that. Yeah.
There's some cool stuff. So we all know that getting a booth at the state fair is gonna be ridiculously expensive. However, I literally live a block around the corner. So if we want to hit all these people that are gonna be parking on the street, walking to the fair, because nobody wants to pay for parking, I'm gonna grab a bunch of roses from Candace, and if you guys want to meet at my house, and we can just walk up and down the street and around where the parking areas are, and that's just gonna, if we want a warm chat, that's gonna be an easy way we can do it,
You
because I
can do
live
that.
right around the corner. We get
You
to
can
walk
also,
into
you
that
can
hall.
also just go into the state fair and do your own little like handout stuff too. Like,
And
cause
right now
it's
it's cheap
in,
to go on Groupon. There's $5 entry into
oh, cool.
state fair on Groupon.
The only thing about the state fair is I've done the state fair 1 year, is there's a lot of people in from out of town, and so tend to not be a lot of local people. And it's super expensive. So if you just go on your own and you go, warm chat and do your own drawing, I've done that. Mhm.
They have to cross the street right by my house to get into the fairground. So I'm right there where everybody's gonna be
Awesome.
walking in. So if people wanna come and wanna like walk.
We could set up a booth
to
on
the-
Yeah.
That's
You have a pink lemonade Mary Kay stand. Dude, was that you, Jana, that did a pink lemonade stand with your girls? And you can set up a little, if you have cute little kids, people. I know. And then you put a little facial box right there. It's great. Yeah. No. And we go together. Like, I think, we got to go together and do stuff together, because there's power in that. We get afraid alone and you get nervous alone. But my hope after tonight is, and I'm going to challenge you all, I'm officially warning you, to go out and pair up with people and go out this week and do some of these things. Because you can sit here all day long and talk about it. Talk is cheap, right? That we got to get out there if we want to make a difference in the community and make a difference in people's lives. We have to just get out there and talk to people. So there's a ton of vendor events. The key is getting in. Once you get in, you do like what Maria was talking about. You do drawings. You got to hand out something to draw them in. And so maybe it's a flower. I've got a whole box of flowers. So I'm challenging all you to grab some flowers and just go get out there. Flowers. I like to do samples a lot. I'm doing an event this weekend at Maurice's. If you can get into, and I never thought of this, one of my friends, actually my senior in Washington, she's like, Maurice's is doing a denim day this weekend. So that's already taken, but you can get into stores. Like if you get into stores, I got into the, Sportsman's Warehouse. I would have never thought that they did like a vendor event. The Sportsman's Warehouse, they did a vendor event, and it was one of the best ones I've ever done, ladies' night out. That you just want to be listening about different vendor events. And so I called Maurice's, and who knew, it's a clothing store. I would have never known. I called, and because my senior told me that they're doing vendor events and that they have, they let vendors come. I would have never known that unless I called. And so you guys, there's like a zillion other stores that in town. When I was in Georgia, yeah, I'm doing them in Colorado Springs and Castle Rock, and Pueblo's taken. So they're all, Maurice's is all taken. You guys can't do that one, but so it's already taken for this weekend. Sorry, but I'm just telling you, I was just in Georgia, and one of the girls, they went out and in a day got 60 names. They went into Black House White Market and were just warm chattering and got into a vendor event in Black House White Market. It's awesome. Like that is high scale. In case you've never been to that place, it is not cheap. So they just went in and asked. So all I'm saying is you just ask. There's a ton of stores that will partner with you, but you've got to just ask. Worst thing they're going to do is say no, you know? And so the lady said that she asked 20 different stores, but got into one really good one, because that's a really high end one. So just ask. You never know. I would have never thought a clothing store or Sportsman's Warehouse would have done something like that. Yeah, yeah. Who would have thought?
12-hour day and 7 hours there. So,
But you guys, there's a lot of stores that do events, and they want to draw in business. That if they know that there's vendors, they're more likely to bring in more people. Got it?
We're not doing it until October, I think. But at the first vendor show I did, it was the chiropractor's office. Would you be interested in, coming in and doing facials and stuff?
And like Marie said too, the other vendors there, sometimes they're slow, so sometimes events are awesome, sometimes they're not. And you just have to know it's part of the deal. But if it's slow or you have time to talk to their vendors, I always network with them because they know other events going on. And they'll refer you to other events going on. You want to make friends with them. That make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So got at vendor events, hand out something. I always hand out samples or flowers. And then always do a drawing.
We
Always,
also
always.
did for people that wanted to stop and talk, we did hand shows with them. So that's another thing. Draw them in, then they can try the product. Laura.
Cancel are awesome.
Yeah, Sam's. They're got in with Sam's. Who would have thought? They go to Sam's Club. I mean, you keep asking Pablo. You guys should ask Pablo. Because they got a sweet hookup at Sam's. I would have never thought that Sam's would have let you in, but you just ask. Yes, exactly. Yeah, you just ask. I mean, yeah, you just got, I had a girl, and granted, she worked at Safeway, but the Safeway in Pueblo West, she used to go and they let her come. By the way, October is coming up, and that is breast cancer awareness, and you better believe that we'll be talking a ton about getting into places. But the whole month of October, she was standing out front of Safeway every single day, and we got a ton of names. So I'm just saying, you got to ask. You just have to ask, you guys, that you never know. You never know. Like Sam's, I would have never thought you would have gotten to Sam's, ever. Yeah, yes, usually they do. But just that one Sam's, the other ones in town won't let them. Very odd. You never know.
They do
Just
just
ask.
ask vendors all the time.
Oh, yeah.
There you go,
So
just
the
ask.
West one for sure.
Yeah. So I'd be making a list right now as we're talking. Make a list of some places that you can go ask tomorrow. Okay, so make a list as we're talking. You're hearing all this information of stores. Now, I think you just ask any store, especially though, like smaller stores, like clothing places, smaller places, mom and pop places, consignment places. Go in and ask. You just ask. Yes. Yeah, and you don't know if businesses are struggling, but a lot of times when they're struggling, they're looking for different ways to bring people in. So good. All right, vendor events. That's first one.
Okay. I do 2 different ones. I personally love doing honoring working women. It's something I found that is something I'm really good in. I'm really shaking her head like I'm crazy. But
No, I love it too. And the girls went and they got 60 names, and so
Yeah.
you got to do
love
all of them.
doing
You got to be open. I'd encourage you not to be
The rule of
close-minded on
thumb is you
anything.
need to have 5 resources, and I do this a lot, so I like meeting people. But I actually took, I did a little experiment, and I took both my kids with me. I wanted to take my daughter because strollers were good. Yeah, my 4-year-old son was not having it. But you gotta figure out what works for you. So what I do is, typically I either just have my daughter and I get a really cute guy. Use your kids. And so I get a really cute, or I just go by myself, and I just take a bunch of roses, and I have perfumes, and I still have a couple of these so cute, so I sprinkle a little bit of it, not a lot, because some people the floral is like too much for them, but just a hint of it is okay. I know not too many people get really upset about it, but I noticed what people do is they get a rose. First thing they do is smell it. It's a wooden rose. It's not.
Yeah.
So that's why I put the little touch of, oh, well, everyone's feeling it, so let's make it smell pretty.
But you should always ask them, do you
Oh,
want
that's a good idea.
perfume or
Oh, I don't. Cause like
if they're larger?
for my wedding bouquet, it's wooden roses and they actually put jasmine oil on it.
Oh,
So
that's
it's scented like jasmine, which is my dad's favorite scent. So you can actually go to like Sprouts and get those different floral scents.
Oh,
and then
see,
you can have
that
them
works
in
too.
the
The reason why I use the perfume is because they've asked about the scent.
Right.
So then it's, another market. That's why I do it personally.
You can do whatever you want.
But you do what works for you. I like the scent of it and I just sprinkle a little and we're good. But I'll just go into businesses. I tend to go into smaller ones. I went into one industry building and I got terrified because it was like, I don't know why. But that's just, it's something I'm learning. But I go into like, consignment stores, hair salons, strip malls. I went to the Shops at Briargate. Shops at Briargate was difficult just because they're always busy. I went like 20 minutes after they opened and it was ridiculous. But I've even gone to the Chapel Hills Mall. I went to the Citadel Mall, and to be honest, it was really easy. I had my son who went with me last week. He came out the road because no one thought it was confusing. So they use your kid. But what I do is just say, hey, when they typically ask you, oh, how can I help you? I'm like, well, I'm actually here for you. I'm out today on my working women with a free rose, my show them the bouquet, and oh my gosh, really? That's so nice. And I can't believe you're doing that. 9 times out of 10, you're gonna get that. And you have a pick a color. Some people do only 2. I like to do an assortment because some people don't like those colors. I like all of them. I like the pink and red. They're very pretty. And so they take one out, and I was like, yeah, I'm just with Mary Kay, and I love showing appreciation because there's sometimes we need a little pick me up. If you got retail stores, though, I'm gonna know what you're talking about. Tell me right now. And I tell them, another way I'm doing this is I'm giving me a free pampering package with them to enter. I say pampering specifically because they get excited about that. You say free Mary Kay. Free is the big word, and I like the pampering so it feels a little bit more luxurious. And while they're filling it out, I try to make small talk with them. Whether it's so how's your day going? Any fun plans tonight? What are you guys doing today? Like how's it going at the shop? It's something to where it's not awkward. You're standing there waiting for them to fill it out. You will get those because there are some people that don't want to talk. And so you just kind of just compliment them on something to make them feel special.
Compliments.
And compliments work amazingly. And then obviously my trick is everyone's a winner. So I call them, and you guys, it's kind of crazy. I call all my girls, and the girls that answer, oh my gosh, I never win anything. And here's the deal. I called someone, I met someone who said, oh yeah, I've entered one of these before. I was like, oh, okay, cool, well, let's just give it a shot. She didn't win. She had a Mary Kay person give her the stuff to enter. I called her, she said, oh, I never won that before. Excuse me? Cool. So you don't know what people are doing, but my rule of thumb is everyone's a winner. I give them a $20 gift certificate and a pampering session for 5 friends. That is their prize because automatically they're going to have to meet with me an extra 5 people. So, and then the other thing I just recently got into is restaurants. Restaurants I had a hard time getting into because a lot of chain places will not do it. It's not manager, it's corporate. So I did an event at a restaurant and I talked to one of the servers / janitor. He worked there. But I mentioned something about doing customer appreciation. He's like, oh, well, here's the business card, email the owner. Well, 9 times out of 10, I'm not going to email you back. But she did. And she actually is a Mary Kay customer and wants me to come every month. So finding the mom and pop shops, there are some people that can get into the Chili's, Applebee's. Those are really difficult. Though. It depends on the manager, it depends on the corporate. Mom and pop shops. There's a Black Bear Diner that I feel like is kind of small. That would be a good one to get into. But the ones, so like the hole in the wall place that, and I didn't think it was going to be that busy. I've gone now 3 times, and I'm meeting you. And then I'm meeting the consistent. Oh, I come here all the time. Oh, that's cool.
Also, like, network with your friends. If you have a friend who does nails or does hair or whatever, I have a really good friend who does nails, and she wants to get together and do a spa day where she's doing pedicures and manicures, I'm doing facials, and then maybe someone cutting hair or doing something like that. That way, it's a good way to bring people in from different avenues too. Also, Ashley Tony gave me a really good idea for parties as well. Instead of just doing facial parties or pampering parties, she does a pedicure party where you use the scrub on your feet, you put some of the stuff, she buys the stuff from the Dollar Tree and puts the little stones on the bottom and stuff like that, and everything costs her like nothing to do it, because it's all Dollar Tree stuff. And then finish with Knit Bliss and everything else, and I thought that was pretty unique, because I haven't heard anyone talk about that before.
Debbie was gonna do that. Yeah, Debbie has done it a couple times. She wanted to do it, but I don't think there's, something happened.
But yeah,
We
those
were
are
at
my,
seminar.
No, we were
sorry.
Yeah.
Those are my 2 things. Another one I've done and I have not had the best success is facial boxes. That's my like last ditch.
Yeah.
Lauren gets good.
You gotta put a ton of them out. to
You
get a
got it.
good
It's
one.
like if you want one good one, you have to put out like 10 to 15.
Yeah, minimal.
Because I did once where it was like a lot of moms or something, and I was finding interesting things in my boxes because the kids were getting everywhere, and I was like, oh, this isn't working. But that one's like a lot of people, and I did notice the ones that have a lot of business cards out, they just kind of toss me out and it's not looked at. But that's just me. But I like more the connectivity. So that's why I like it.
The worm chowder, you know, the honor and I would do that.
Yeah.
You can allow this to be very
It's okay.
but what trick I found too with doing that is when I met the person and they filled everything out, when I took the paper back, I wrote down one thing that I remember about.
Yeah. And I wrote the store too, because that way I'd be like,
And
okay,
where
we
I
met it so
yeah,
and
everything, so that way when I call them, I talk to them, I'm like, oh my gosh, I make like something that, oh my gosh, I know your purple
Yeah.
hair, I have purple hair, you know, and
Something
we connected on
to-
that. Something you connect with them.
That's
Yeah.
really
Feel
important.
Yeah.
Like they're not just another
Right.
number, another name or whatever.
And I call them first, and then 9 times out of 10 I'll get a voicemail, and then I text them the same exact thing that I get left voicemail because I'm bad at checking my voicemail. So
You warn them that you're gonna text them too?
Yeah, when they ask, so the sheet I have, so I forgot to bring it. So, well, I don't have that. What I have is, so do you have a Mary Kay, have you tried Mary Kay, yes or no? Do you have a consultant, yes or no? And pick 3 things. And it was meet one-on-one, have a party, or learn more about business. And the sheet I have, it asks for address. I really don't care. I just want, and people are like, oh, do I have to give your address? Like, no, I just need your phone number so I can call you if you want. So typically I get more responses through texts, but calling them first is a little bit more considerate. I feel like even if it goes straight to voicemail. I did have one girl call me back and I was like, oh, that's really nice. So you'll get those that will call you back, but there are some slips that do say, do you prefer text or call?
And what time of day?
And what time of day?
But if you're gonna call them or text them, whatever, never like fully divulge what they're winning until you
I
talk
just
to
tell
them in
them that
person.
they're one of my winners. And then I say, hey, give me a
I
call.
learned that the hard way.
Short and sweet.
No.
Never heard that, and I was like, really?
And then when you text them too, end with a question. Candace told me this. End with a question that like has makes them have they have to
Yeah.
respond or they're obligated to respond.
Anytime they text me back, I always say, do you have a minute to talk? Because if I can get them on the phone, I'd much rather
They'll
explain
hear
on the
your
phone.
excitement.
And I can most likely book them if I can actually talk to
Yeah.
them. And I know I did. And I do it to everybody because I don't want to do over text because you can't overcome their objections.
No.
You can't. It's too easy for them not to text back.
I would say,
You know?
I've had a couple.
text back, because I would not talk to anybody.
Yeah. Well, if people won't, then I don't. But or if they're at work or whatever,
Yeah.
I'm like, do you want me to call you afterwards or do you want me to text them now? So.
Yeah, and I try to go out 3 times a week, especially when my kids are in school, and now it's starting up on Thursday, I'm gonna be able to get out consistently Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then sometimes Tuesdays. But that's my one thing, like, I get off cue, I go out, and I even drive around, and like, ooh, I haven't been there before. Retail shops are really good, though, because there's a lot of turnover. Malls are good, because there's like 10 people working there all the time, and it's always a different
I
person.
know it's a lot of effort, but I have found like if I'm just going out to Safeway and I'm just going out to wherever,
Yeah.
if I get you when I hit on,
Yep.
make a little bit of effort, a little, draw
You feel a whole lot
information,
different.
whatever,
You're more likely to talk to them.
Oh, you have more
Like
confidence
my like
too.
CRM
Yeah.
piece or whatever, like I get so much like,
Yeah.
I have a seminar very soon, and then you start the conversation or whatever.
Yeah.
I find that helps too, like when I go out on my bum this or whatever.
Yeah, you're not gonna talk to them.
Every day. Not like you get nothing.
Right.
When you put a little bit of effort
Effort.
or whatever, and you're walking around all the time, and I got my daughter's earphone and cute outfits, and we're going out. Involved in that,
And I learned that make your children the reason, not the excuse. I was like, oh, well, I can't go out with my kids because I can go with professional. No. They're really cute. I'm telling you. I actually got more, it works. And I actually got more like, she's super talkative. Y'all have met her, you need to. She's super cute and like wants to talk to me. My son, however, is a little different story. But it's, they need to be your reason. You make it work. So if you have your kids with you, go to kids consignment store, go somewhere where they, or have
Or like the mall,
The kid playland.
playground.
Yep.
Playland thing or whatever. I was just there the other day.
Oh, I brag my
And
kid.
I brought my little gift card thing, and I have my tiara on, and I have my jumpsuit on, and I'm sitting.
Bribery
These little
works
girls
really well.
showed up to me. I heard mom, I heard she. She got up, she was standing a little bit more. So she brought a little gift card for her mom. We made eye contact, and I started talking to her or whatever. So yeah, yeah. Sometimes your kids can be a distraction. Sometimes your kids can make your life a living hell when you're trying to be distant.
Yeah.
But sometimes, at the right time, they can elevate.
And here's the best thing, if you're talking to moms, they're not gonna give you crap about it.
Yeah.
Because like, oh my gosh, I duct taped my child last week. I totally get it. Like, I've had so many conversations where, okay, so I was in Torrid like last week in Michael. Okay, it's an obstacle course when we're going to the clothes store. So I lose them half the time. But we went in and she's got 3 kids. She's like, oh yeah, I got this job to get out. I'm like, oh, so you understand what I'm doing here? She's like, yeah, don't worry about it. Like, okay, cool. So you build that connection. That's what I'm saying. If you bring your kids with you, I mean, I
Don't let that stop you.
Don't let it stop you. You get out, you go, you do it. It's cool. When I do have my kids, so I do tend to do strip malls. That way I'm not getting in and out of the car seat, getting the stroller out. Snacks and bribery. Great. Especially with the two-year-old. You give her snacks, she's good for the entire time. Yep, pretty much. But those are the 2 that I really like. I'm getting into warm shiny. I'm really better at that one. But this is, I'm giving them something, and they're typically giving me something back. So I found that a little bit easier for me. That's just me though.
But the honoring working women, so I really don't like doing it.
So
I
you need to come with
really
me.
don't. But I have a teammate that she's not on my personal team, but her and I have connected, and we go when she's feeling down or I'm feeling down, we pick each other up and we go, and we just, and we've never canceled a time because we're like, well, she's waiting for me, so I gotta go, and we go, and both of us, we have a good time whether we get 2 names or whether we get 20 names. And we love it, and it builds my confidence because I'm like, I don't want to walk into a store by myself and say, hey, pick a flower. So if I have Jessica, her and I can go together and feel confident.
I forgot to say, end on a win.
Yeah.
You don't want to end. I've had times where I've done it on and gotten 0 names, and I'm ready to throw in the towel. I'm like, you know what? I have 20 minutes. Let me go to this one store. And I go in that one store and I get 3 names. I'm like, all right, I'm good. We're done. Like,
Gina was like, I'm like, come on, like, let's go. We're gonna, you go talk to her, I'm gonna talk to her, I'm gonna talk to her, and I'm gonna talk to her.
Yeah.
Like, so go with people that you love and that you know and everything like that, but also go with people that you don't know, people that you can like build new relationships with, you can connect with or whatever.
but ending on a win, I feel like is very important because then it ends it in a positive experience rather than negative. Because if it ends in a negative, you're not going to go to it again.
Well, and another thing that has happened to me, and Jessica has realized quickly that she needs to have a website. Every single time we've gone out at least 4 times now. Every single time we've ran into somebody, they're like, oh my gosh, I used to have a consultant and she lives in another state and I really don't ever talk to her anymore. Hey, I would love to order this. Or there's another one that's like, oh, my friend had ordered this lipstick. Can I order it from you? And I'm like, here's my website. Or now I have catalogs. So I'm like, here's my catalog information.
Never met this lady a day in my life, and bam, here's my order. I'll agree to all my friends. The end.
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Yep, have a website for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. All right, so restaurants,
Then talk to you about it.
restaurants and honoring working women, moves, and lead boxes. So Jana, what do you want to share, honey?
You're just sitting there on my
Referrals from parties. I think the easiest way to do.
She was going to share about Fabulous Referral Game, so why don't you talk about that?
So the Fabulous Referral Game, I actually have them. They're in the patient room,
They're amazing.
but it's really cool.
Why don't you go grab one? I'll go grab one. Or
I got a lot of leads from my friends.
And so I think it has room for like 25 names. And basically like you find a point in your party where sometimes it's when you're doing a charcoal mask, sometimes you do it during sound lips, wherever there's a pause and then you like very back room.
yeah, she's in the
Oh
very
yeah,
back room.
that's what my stuff is.
I can
It's on-
post it
it's
again,
on
but
Facebook.
yeah, it's
It's
been on
recently
Facebook.
posted on
I've-
Facebook.
Yeah.
If you have 4 people at your party, and each of them fill out 25 spots, that's 100.
So tell them what you say and what you give away or whatever.
Yeah, so basically,
Oh, there it is. Good.
what you do is, like, okay, we're about to play a game where everybody can win, and this is the most fun part of my job. We basically work our businesses off of you sharing you with your super nice friends and family. So pull out your phone, and we're gonna play a little game. And so what I want you guys to do is write down the names and numbers of your nicest friends, your most fun friends, your friends who deserve like an amazing experience. And when you get to 5, shout out 5 and you get a ticket. When you get to 10, shout out 10 and you get a ticket. So for every 5 they get a ticket, and then they go through drawing it. We get like a 9 something. It's probably too much, but everybody loves the I make it booster. So
I have a suggestion with referrals too, something that we learned at career conference. Call them. Physically pick up your phone and give them a phone call. Do not text them. I had probably 35 referrals from parties that I did, and I texted every single one of them. This was right before career conference. And not a single one of them texted me something positive back. I had 3 notes, and that was it. And it really upset me because I'm like, I just screwed myself out of 25 referrals because I was too wussy to pick up the phone and call somebody.
You can still call the ones who didn't say no.
Oh,
Yeah, true.
Well, I'm still gonna call them again and just pretend like they didn't say no because
Right.
I
And they're
have
not
to
gonna
do that
remember
while
your
I
chat,
call
yeah.
my friends. So,
Yeah.
sorry.
That was months ago.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Things
I'm gonna call all that
Right.
again, But
But we,
call them.
Call
but
them,
on
yeah.
the other note though, Elizabeth and I were on a career chat with, who's that lady that was just a director recently?
Yeah.
Anyway, we talked to her, and Elizabeth and I both said, because I've called everybody, you know, I've had like 25 names, and I've called them, and they're like, how the hell did you get my number? And I'm like, well, your friend. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to, you know, and they're like, don't ever call me again. And I've had, you know, 25 people that
I
have
think
tell me
it's
that
important
over
to
the
do
phone.
both. I think it's important to do both because you're gonna get the either or. You're gonna get the person that you can talk to in person. You're gonna get that when you're dealing with large numbers. Just know that's part of the deal. You can't take it personally.
But
But when
Christy
people tell
gave
you
us this, her little script that she sends out, and it's like a quick, like, hey, I'm so-and-so, you know, your fabulous friend, such and such, gave me, you know, had 20 facials to give out, you know, and she wanted you to have one of them. Can I call or text you? And then
One of the best things you can do is if you take a selfie with the person. So let's say Marie is giving me names and I take a selfie of her after, you know, afterwards, me and her having a fun time. And then she refers Alana to me and I text Alana and say, you know, hey, I have a gift for you from Marie. And I send that selfie, then she's like way more likely to actually book with me. Because I actually know Marie and I'm not just this random person. And it's a fun picture where we're having a good time and, you know, she's after all done up and stuff. So if you remember to take a selfie, if someone gives you referrals, you will have a way higher booking ratio with that person.
Or have them do selfies when they have like the charcoal mask on. Or
Oh,
something.
yeah, or
Selfie
something
time,
fun. Yeah,
And you can like.
so let's have fun.
And there's still a charcoal mask or something.
It's a good idea. Yeah. So make it fun.
another cool thing that I like to do at a party is, you don't even have to share this with the hostess, but sometime during the party, I like to bust out our brush set and like, okay, so this is a surprise for the hostess. She doesn't know that this is happening, but she has an opportunity to earn this brush set free if 3 of you guys decide to schedule a party today. And so what that does is it engages the hostess into having her friends book parties, like, oh, you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it, and you're gonna do it, because I want this brush set.
You owe
And
me.
then, you know, when you're closing with them, you're scheduling parties. She doesn't get the brush set unless the party's full. So that also gets your hostess engaged in
Making sure.
hey, look, I've been trying to get a hold of such and such about getting the party, you know, ready. Maybe you can give her a little kick in the pants because you're only 2 people away from her having a brush set or something. So, it's a good little way to book parties from parties, and it's cool because if you're booking parties from parties, you've already kind of established a relationship with the people you're booking with. They know that you're fun and awesome, and you're not calling strangers. So.
That is how Mary Kay Ash built her whole business, you guys. That last one right there, you need to write that down, because if you can master booking parties from parties, you will never have to run around getting leads.
Never have to warm
Vicky,
chat.
pick
Never have to
That's
warm
a
chat.
Huge reason to not.
Mary Kay Ash designed her business to be booking parties off parties, and I don't think we take advantage of that nearly enough. If that wasn't going to be mentioned, I was going to mention at the end that you've got to book parties from parties, because you're shooting yourself in the foot, because like Janet said, those people you just spent an hour with, they're the best hostesses for you.
Right. Or
That's
they're
why-
giving you names for the fabulous referral and saying, hey, do you think you can pull 4 of these people together?
Learn something.
Get this brush set, or get this at hands, or get whatever was on your wish list. You know what I mean? So
At a discount.
you
I've
just
also
say,
done that
this is their guest. This could be their guest list.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't even have to be their referral. It can be their guest list.
Well, that was like the one.
They could have 2 parties off that.
That Kelly and I had bought for a seminar, that little booklet that she had shared. We'll post the information to purchase that in the group. But, I mean, it has everything you need to do, everything that's on that list in that.
Pretty awesome. So if you want to, that's why you guys at the guest events, we always play the follow-up appointment game, is to book that second appointment, that if you're not in your individual consultation, asking them, when can we schedule a follow-up appointment where you can have, 3 to 5 people there and earn this, then you're shooting yourself in the foot. Because those are the best appointments you'll have, are people that are bringing their friends to you instead of you calling them. So thank you, Janet, for sharing that. I've also done that with the Skinvigorate brush, because the brush set and Skinvigorate brushes are things that people don't always buy in their first time, but they're extra like pampering products that women love. Everybody loves the brush set and the Skinvigorate brush. And so they're about the same price. And so, yeah, I've done that where, if they book 3 parties, then the hostess gets that. It's a great gift.
Once
And-
the party's held.
Yes, the hostess is invested. So,
Does anyone have any good tips on online parties?
Well, personally, I believe an online party should only run for an hour in a Facebook group that you've created, because it's cool if you can do it like that. If you create a group, the people stay in that group usually, they don't leave. And so once you've done the party, like you can name it like this is Kelly's Facebook party. The group stays, and you can always go back and say, a couple weeks later, like, hey, thanks for participating in the party. Does anybody want to be on my catalog list? Or, you know what I mean? So there's always a group of people and all these different parties.
You do like a Facebook Live?
Facebook Live?
You can do that back first.
Well,
Okay.
it just depends. Like, some of the ideas that I've gotten from directors are like, say, I would do a Facebook Live party group and have my consultants invite their friends and family to that party group. A week out, we've sent out samples of the cleanser, moisturizer, eye creams, everything, fish on a bag. That way everybody has everything, and then you just basically do a skincare class live, and everybody on is putting everything on their face. Yeah.
She has the people in the group and the live in the group, so the live goes away, but then the group stays there.
So you can still follow up with everybody.
You can either go live again or. Yeah.
What you do is,
It's like Facebook groups that you have.
so what you do is you can have people commenting, and like as they're commenting on the Facebook Live, every time you comment, you get an entry into the drawing for a product at the end. So you have people asking questions as you're putting everything on the face, and you can make it interactive and play games and do the same things. But instead of like messaging you directly, they can be messaging their consultant, like, okay, ladies, it's time for the fabulous referral game. Type out all your referrals and message it to your consultant, and follow appointments and stuff like that. So. But I don't like the Facebook stuff that runs for a week at a time. I think you lose people's interest, and it's more annoying because you get notifications and you're like, oh, that stupid party.
It's still going.
yeah.
That's just
I don't love Facebook parties, and I don't know that anyone that's built a whole business off them, so I wouldn't hold your breath. But yeah,
That would be another.
it can be an extra thing.
Out of your
Right.
5 sources.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can post something. I've seen people also do videos. They post videos about each product and comments, whatever. But same thing. It's just like an hour or so.
Well, I just
So.
started the Facebook group name. I'm going to actually change the name to Mary Jo Kelly May. For my grandma. But I'm going to start doing, I'm going to order a bunch of Mary Kay makeup, and I'm going to start doing makeup tutorials with Mary Kay makeup. So the brows, the foundation, all the different things. And then just start doing live things with each of the products. So
And that stuff, yeah, you can do on your Facebook page. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. Good, good, good. All right, awesome. Maria, I'm gonna swap with you. I'm gonna share real quick and then so. Good job, ladies. Good job. A couple last ones, a couple last thoughts is, like Elizabeth said, one of the keys to leads is you want to have massive numbers coming in. I was just telling Kanisha is that what I think one of the problems that people do is they'll, get a couple names here and there, and then when they don't pan out, they get frustrated, like, I must be doing something wrong. No, you're not probably doing something wrong. If I ask those same 3 to 5 people, I probably get those same results. It's just our world. It's just people. It is what it is. One of the things they didn't talk about is warm chattering, and everyone's afraid. All those things, nobody loves doing anything where you do it because you're stepping out of your comfort zone and you get nervous every time. But if you want to go to a different place, you got to be willing to face your fears, people. And you got to be willing to do something different, because if you want to stay in this place, then keep doing what you're doing. If you want to get to this place, which I know you guys are all here and hungry for more, that you've got to be willing to step out of your comfort zone and do something different, right? And so, we're going to talk about facing your fears in a second. But the last thing that nobody really talked about is warm chattering. And I would love to have Nicole share real quick. Nicole, she's been here and she has been working and she has been warm chatting already. She already has warm chatted with people and has somebody booked for this week. And so tell us what you did, Miss Nicole. I would love to have you share about how you're warm chattering and meeting people. Yeah, come sit here. You get the hot seat.
Well, me and Pam, I went out a couple of times and just went to different stores or whatever. And I like to talk to people. I can pretty much just warm chatter and go up to people and talk. But me and
You're talking about whatever, right?
well, I said, hi, my name is Nicole.
Yeah, warm chatter me.
My name is Nicole, and you are so gorgeous. Well, I'm visiting my sister for a few weeks. I only have a couple of days, and I need to get some Mary Kay product on your face. And I would love for you to be my face model with me. Can you do that for me?
Sure.
Awesome. Well, look, I don't ask them. I say, here, I have my lead card. Here's my card. Here's my business card. And then on the back, it has her home address or the studio address. Which one would you prefer? You tell me which one you prefer. And I tell them here, just jot your name down. I don't ask them to can you write it down. I just jot your name down, right? It's your name, your number. That's all I need, your name, your number. And they pretty much just do what I say. They do.
You have to. You say just jot your name and number down. Exactly.
Yeah. And also, what me and Pam is also doing Saturday is National Eat Dessert First Day. And so we made up a little flyer. Yeah, we made up a little flyer. It says you deserve a treat, Net. It's National Eat Dessert First and Spa Day, Saturday, August 11th. Come treat yourself to a dessert and a beauty bar treatment. So we're going to have different stations at the house where they can try pretty much all of the products that we do have on hand. We're also doing, we might do foot shoes. We're also going to be doing skincare, any and everything that we can get our hands on. Just invite people to the house and try.
I'll be there.
So we have,
Yeah, I ain't coming to eat my dessert.
You're making little desserts and it also is raspberry. I think it's also raspberry tart.
You can Google what days each thing is, and then there's always some.
So there's a holiday or something that somebody celebrates every single day of the year, and that's another way you also get leads too.
So ask them to be a face model. That is a great thing to do.
I love
Face model. Face model.
You don't give them a chance to say nothing else.
No,
You didn't ask for
that's how people
I love
have
that.
issues is they hesitate. Is you say, I'd love to have you be a face model for you. We have this new product that just came out. You need to use the time-wise or the botanical. I'd love to have you be a face model for you.
I also
You
say,
can check
if you
them out.
can't do it, you know someone else who does, right? So I can
Right.
have a business card or like a gift card or whatever, I say, I know you may not be able to use this, but if you can't use it, please pass it on to someone who can use it. Pay it forward, yeah.
Yeah, so she says, jot down your name and number. I usually warm chatter with, I'll have my phone and be like, yeah, I usually hand them something. I usually give them a sample with my card or whatever, and I always compliment them on whatever. You're so sweet. Here's a sample of my, I love handing out samples. You're, I'd love to give you a sample, and we have this new product coming out. I'd love to get your opinion of our new product coming out and be a face model for me. And I grab my phone and say, I know you're busy. Let me get your number. I'll just text you and we'll set up a time we get together. I don't give them the option to say no. You have to see if you say, is that okay? Or you say whatever, then,
Yeah.
you know, then you're given the option to say no. They're gonna say no if they're not interested.
You can't go nowhere.
They're- Yeah, I know.
You were mine.
Yeah, they're
And if
gonna
you
say
don't,
no.
yeah, if you don't have your business cards on hand, take a picture of your business card.
Yeah,
Put it in your
text it
phone
down.
and then
That way
text
you have
it
their
to them,
number.
so you have their number.
That's another sneaky way to say, can I text you my business card? Exactly.
I just ran out
You have
today.
their number.
I texted this to you.
Exactly. And you can make a little JPEG on Piccollage or whatever, and my virtual business card just has my face, my name, my number, my website. That's it. Doesn't need to do anything fancy. And you just text it to them. So you guys, there's people everywhere. She can do it coming in from Virginia. You guys, she's gonna tear up this town. We need to. There's no reason we're all chicken. Seriously, it really is fear that holds people back. It really is fear that holds people back. I've been told if you want massive growth, you need to be getting 5 names a day. And I was told as a brand new consultant, I would, you can go back if you want, honey, but thank you so much. I appreciate you. Good job. Yeah, man, post that. But I was told as a brand new consultant, I was so scared, I was so nervous, I was so shy, but I was told get 5 new names a day. And I remember walking around stores being so nervous and scared. And that was the only way I was taught to meet people. I mean, we shared a ton of different ways to meet people. But that was the only way I was taught to meet people, and I did it because I wanted it and I was willing to face my fears. Because you have to be willing to face your fears if you want it. And just ask. The other thing, go ahead.
Laura
And I'm
gave us
gonna
an
show it
idea
really
that
quickly.
nobody was here, it was 4 of us. She told us about, she keeps a vase in her car with flowers and her business card attached to them, and she hands it out to every single person she talks to. She's a store, well, not everybody, but most people.
I go through Starbucks. I've gotten all of them.
Yeah.
Starbucks a lot. But it's nice to just hand it over.
Yesterday, and one of the 3, I don't know which one it was, I think it was the summer camp, but, they hit on it again, and we discussed this before. It's not that we have to, it's not that we need to, it's that we get to.
Yes. Get to.
We get to do it, and it is something, you know, nobody else gets to do. We get to go our blessed lives, and there's other people that have to
For women.
go and have their job, and they can do
Have
that.
people
but
open.
We get to go out and really have
Bless
fun and bless people and enjoy our products. And we have fun doing it.
Yeah, the 2 is your
Because there might be a
everything.
time that you get too sick or something happens to your life and you can't work it anymore. You want that
Yep.
business to work for you.
Okay, I'm gonna share one last idea and then we're gonna shut it down. I'm gonna end with some inspiration. One last idea that I will post is honoring everyday heroes. This is where you can put together a portfolio. That's another great idea and a great reason to warm chatter or ask people to be a part of your portfolio. You can put it every type of portfolio. Mother's portfolio, a teacher's portfolio, whatever portfolio. And all you're doing is taking before and after pictures. But I'll post it. It's honoring 100 everyday heroes. And it basically is looking for, you know, and I can post all the word. I won't go through it all. But basically everyone has an everyday hero in their life. And people can nominate people to be a part of your everyday hero portfolio. And basically you contact them and say, hey, you've been nominated to be part of my everyday hero portfolio. I'd love to put you in it. And it's just a nice complimentary way. You can do it another way to ask for referrals at your facials or post on Facebook. I mean, who doesn't know somebody who is a hero, you know, because they're a teacher or because they're a mom or because they do whatever and just who they are. And so if that sparks something or sparks something, you know, do it. But there's a million ways to meet people. You just got to just get out there. And you've got to have 5 different sources of leads coming in at all times. If you want to do huge things, I would encourage you to be focused on minimally 30 to 50 new names a week, minimally. That you focus on that amount of leads, and you'll have no problems getting where you want to go. Okay, I'm going to share some inspiration on fear, because fear is the thing that holds us back from going for anything. It's fear, and you can't let fear hold you back. And everybody's afraid. Everybody is afraid. And I won't go through all this, but this is a really good book. It says if you want to walk on water, you've got to get out of the boat. Okay? So y'all want to be in a different place, you got to get out of the boat. You got to face your fears and do these things that we're talking about. And I don't even know. I have so much I could share with you. But basically, anything you do in life is risky, you guys. If you step up to the plate, you may strike out. If you don't step up to the plate, you'll never know the glory of what it's like to hit a home run. And it's the same thing in this business. Yeah, you could maybe get a no, but if you don't do it, then you won't know what it's like to bless somebody's life and meet somebody like you guys who it radically can change their lives. There's a danger of getting out of the boat, but there's also a danger of staying in it as well. If you live in the boat, whatever your boat happens to be, you will eventually die of boredom and stagnation. everything is risky, that it's a choice to stay in the boat. The fear will never go away. Very important. The fear will never go away. You're not going to wake up tomorrow or the next day and feel less afraid. The fear is not going to go away. Why? Because each time you want to grow, it will involve going into a new territory, taking on new challenges. And each time you do that, you're going to experience fear again. The fear will never go away as long as you continue to grow. And like Mary Kay Ash always said, that you're either growing or rotting. And if you want to grow, then you've got to be doing something different. Fear and growth go together like macaroni and cheese. It's a package deal. The decision to grow always involves a choice between risk and comfort. This means, blah, 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 blah. Okay, last thing. As you'll see in this book, both choices, risk and comfort, tend to grow into a habit. So if you don't face your fears and be courageous, then you choose comfort. And comfort can be a habit or risk can be a habit. Each time you get out of the boat, you become a little more likely to get out the next time. It's not that the fear goes away, but that you get used to living with the fear. You realize that it doesn't have the power to destroy you. And that's what happens, is it usually will shut people down. On the other hand, every time you resist that voice to talk to that lady or to do it, every time you choose to stay in the boat rather than heed its call, the voice gets a little quieter in you. Then at last you don't hear its call at all. If you want to walk on water, you got to get out of the boat. Failure. So many people are afraid. I'm going to share one last thing about it. Failure is not an event, but rather a judgment about an event. Failure is not something that happens to us or a label we attach to things. It's the way we think about outcomes. You can never fail if you look at it that way. All right, there's your inspiration for the night. Let's face our fears. I have flowers here. I encourage you to buy some, take them home. They're 10 cents each. Connect with somebody, and let's get out and go meet some people. And we're going to end with our empowering statement of tonight we're doing I Own My Power. Yeah. This one's a little bit different. Don't give your power away to nobody, ladies. Can you shut that door for the facial, the guests in the room? Okay, so we're gonna do this. Don't give your power away to that person who said no, and to that rejection, to that cancellation. Don't give it away to them. Take your power back, you guys. I own my power. I own my power. My power resides within me. My power resides within me. Nobody can take my power. Nobody can take my power. Power belongs to me. My power belongs to me. I will become what I believe. I will become what I believe. My thoughts control my actions. I believe beyond what I see. I believe beyond what I see. My dream is big enough. My dream is big enough. Therefore, the facts don't matter. Therefore, the facts don't matter. I own my power. I own my power. My best days are ahead. My best days are ahead. I made the choice to change. I made the choice to change. Change my work habits. Change my work habits. Change my attitude. Therefore, changing my bank account. Therefore, changing my bank account. Because if I change. Because if I change. Everything around me changes. Everything around me changes. Change is my choice. Change is my choice. I own my power. I own my power.